How many more foreign military agents are here? So guys, the plot thickens with the Venezuela TikToker that was bragging about how he was getting everything from the United States for free. The kid, this jerk off here, that was running around flashing money, talking and bragging and telling people how they should get theirs here in the United States, even and start taking over abandoned homes or homes that were up for sale and start squatting and living in them. That kid, and he just got arrested a few months ago. They finally caught up with him and they bagged him. All right. This is where his story starts to get way more interesting. Leonel Moreno is that kid I just showed you a few seconds ago. That jerk-off wind up being part of the Venezuela military intelligence unit. He was a sergeant in that unit. And he came over here. Now, some people argue because Venezuela has collapsed that he bounced. I don't think that is even the case. And the craziness is that before he came here, they sort of vetted him, and then they let him go. And then they put him in that program where he had to report back, and if he didn't, they were going to put a warrant out for his arrest. And he was like dipping and dodging, but meanwhile doing TikTok videos on how well he's doing in the United States and how everybody should get theirs. Now, the bigger question is, if this guy is a Venezuela intelligence agent, how many more military agents are here gathering their troops and or running the crime syndicates that we are seeing grow in the United States? Now, keep in mind, the Venezuelan gang, TDA, this gang here, they are running rampant across America now. And a lot of those guys are kids. The recruiters are adults. And I'm wondering how many of these guys are military age, because the way they are moving, the way they're running their game, especially here in New York, feels kind of military-esque. And I was thinking that at first, but I didn't think anything of it, because I'm like, well, maybe they watched a lot of movies. Well, now, the way they move, the way their operation runs, it's starting to make sense. Now, this kid wasn't connected with the Trinidad Aragua group, the TDA group, but him, after getting caught for the last time, well, this time, and then coming out stating that he was, in fact, a military officer, how many military officers are here? And the military-age men coming across the border, that makes even more sense now. Way more sense. Being that people were alarmed that these young men are coming across the border with no family in tow. No wife, no kids, no anything. And that was the red flag a few years ago. Well, now, this kid getting caught, what the article didn't mention is whether or not he admitted that there are more of him, military agents and or intelligence agents, here gathering intel, which I'm pretty sure they are anyway, and giving it back to either A, the militaries over the border, or gangs over the border. Either way you slice this situation, it's going to get bad. If they're giving it to gangs, guys, gangs are going to come here and start overrunning places like New York, because we won't be allowed to fight back. Now, me, that's a different story. I'm ready to go to the next level, but a lot of New Yorkers are not. Now, there are places in the United States that, well, go ahead and try that shit. Go ahead and try that shit anywhere else. They're probably going to nail you to the house that you're running your drugs out of, or your guns, or whatever you're doing. It's going to turn into a shit show. But I also think, or rather understand, that they are building a movement, or could be building a movement and taking their time about it, right? The best way to attack your enemy is to watch, and over time, learn everything about them. And take your time doing it, and don't rush it. So when you attack, it catches everybody off guard, because you waited an additional 5-10 years to get it done, and then you did it. Now, granted, people like myself and a million other preppers or conservatives, we have our eye on the ball. We know what's going on, and at the very least, we're watching it, and we're never going to forget. We are not going to be caught with our pants down, but maybe the rest of America is. I don't know. Nonetheless, guys, what is going on, and these guys being here, is bad. And being that he confirmed it, and it was confirmed, that's even worse. So now I know that the FBI is scrambling. The CIA is probably like, shit, this is one of our agents. How the hell did he get into the country? And all kinds of shit just exploded after he admitted to being an intelligence agent. And not even just like a Venezuela military dude, an intelligence officer. Well, it's hard to sound an officer, but you get my point, right? And so therein lies the problem. How many more are in the wind? And now we have to wait and see. How many of these guys are training their kids, the long game, training their kids now to start spying on Americans, starting from school age, moving up. These guys are going to become doctors and lawyers and into the military and whatever politicians they're going to become. They're going to make their way into each of these branches of service in every political realm that they can get into, and then start infecting us from there. Now, the Chinese have been doing it for a while, and now they're starting to be caught onto, but it looks like nothing's being done. And if Kamala Harris wins, I think all bets are off. I think Kamala Harris is going to sell out this country. That's a different argument for a different day and a different video altogether. But we need to stay abreast of this situation, because I think they're going to find more, and I think it's going to get a little more carried away, and it could be bad for us if they play the long game. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.